So, Rob, can we discuss your approach to artificial and business intelligence, and what are the origins of your ideas and that have driven your thinking here?
I think the origins have really come from two aspects. So originally I spent the early part of my career working in the ERP space, implementing large-scale business systems into companies like Rolls-Royce, Ericsson, Alcatel, Philips, and a whole host of other big blue-chip organisations. In parallel to deploying the ERP solution as the core foundation for their business operating model, they would then typically look at using business intelligence tools like the Cognos products at the time to create a strategic, tactical and operational reporting wrapper around the business.
Right.
I think in terms of the challenge today for businesses, what's tended to happen is as they've grown internationally, grown globally, acquired new businesses, what they're often left with is a very complicated set of different ERP systems, and that presents a major challenge for the finance function within businesses, because it makes it very difficult for them to consistently report information from both a financial accounting perspective to satisfy compliance and regulatory requirements, but equally it makes it very difficult to compare like for like results from a management accounting perspective as well. So I think where the real opportunity with artificial intelligence is in the future is it could become the new operating model for an entire enterprise.
Right.
So effectively an enterprise operating model that stretches across the entire length and breadth of the organisation and allows information to be analysed in a consistent and standardised manner, which would overcome some of these issues around different ERP systems and the inconsistencies in methods of treatment and definitions and the way that they're applied and working in practice.
Yeah. So to go back one step, so therefore you're talking about very large corporations that have got lots of subdivisions, and they all operate from a business process and also an accounting perspective in different manners.
Yes.
So therefore you can maybe have a company in Germany, one in France, one in the US and one in the UK, and they're all actually operating in a different way.
Exactly.
And therefore it's very, very difficult to see exactly what's happening in all these businesses and to do appropriate comparisons.
Indeed.
Whereas you're saying your artificial intelligence product will enable organizations to then have a different view, which means you can have very good intra-company comparisons, which will enable better management decisions.
Yeah, I think for us, we work with a variety of different software products, business intelligence products and AI products, to allow clients to really build this operating model across the breadth of the business. Now, the challenge with that type of grand vision is it takes many years to deliver. So what we're really focused on is short, sharp proof of concepts that are typically 4-week exercises that immediately deliver insights and value.
Right.
Okay. Because again, if you, it's all very well having the grand vision, but you've got to take the organisation on the journey with you. And the only way you get them to believe in the change is by quickly and regularly demonstrating that you can apply the technology to deliver value to the business. So, you know, what we're not recommending to anyone is a 4-year program of change to implement a new operating model that takes 4 years to deliver any value. What we're talking about doing is actually using a combination of AI together with our Aspire Diagnostic Toolkit to quickly diagnose where the organisation to focus its priorities and what it should. So the Aspire Diagnostic Toolkit will do the as is and to be comparison, will automatically generate the roadmap for change in the space of 2 to 3 weeks worth of effort, with the client's team heavily involved in the process. And then effectively, once we've got clarity on the key high priority areas that the organisation is immature in and needs to improve, we then apply the AI lens specifically in those high priority areas to do the deep dive into the detail, to surface the underlying root causes and really fine tune the change roadmap to address those problems in practice. So, Jonathan, many organisations tend to fall into the trap of trying to go after the big vision.
Right.
And in reality, that longer term vision, they fail to get there because the organisation loses interest.
Oh, really?
It takes too long. They can't see any benefits being delivered. All they see is an expense and a lot of resource being invested in trying to make the change happen. Which is why we're a big advocate of not trying to chew the whole elephant in one go, and instead breaking it down into small bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
Where each one of those chunks you've bitten basically deliver value, tangible, practical business value,
okay,
that demonstrates to people that this is making a difference.
Yeah.
And if they therefore stick with it from a longer term perspective, eventually they end up with that grand vision of AI providing an entire operating model for an enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, what it allows us to do is to use this information as an input to restructuring and reorganisation decisions.
Okay.
So if you think about one of the difficulties that many organisations have, if they're under cost pressures, they're underperforming, typically they need to look at do they continue with the same operating model, same level of staffing across all their business functions.
Right.
What this allows you to do is to analyse which individuals are not performing at the same level as their peers,
Right.
which then provides another input into the restructuring, reorganisation decisions that many organisations unfortunately are having to take to compete these days.
Yeah. Rob, can you give us a process example as to how AI can be applied?
Yes, Jonathan. I mean, with process examples, if you think about what AI can do, it can look at and compare and contrast the way a given process is operating within any enterprise within the organisation if it has access to the data and the information within the business.
Right.
So once you've got that operating model laid, or if you're laying that operating model on a piecemeal basis, you can target specific process areas, compare them across regions, across local operations, to determine the reasons why a process works faster in one country, slower in another. And then the slower country can learn from the faster country, so you're effectively again laying a performance improvement foundation within the business. Same thing applies from a technology standpoint. So if you're looking at the technology landscape of the business, you can quickly compare and contrast alternate technology landscapes in different parts of your operation, whether it's in the same country, whether it's an international comparison. And what it allows you to do then is to home in on failing areas of your IT landscape. What the AI tool will also do is it will look at historical information and use that as a basis for predicting performance failures from a process or a technology landscape perspective. So that's really where AI starts to add value over and above business intelligence, because it's allowing this predictive capability to be applied to help you predict human behaviour, to predict process improvement issues or opportunities, and also to predict technology failure issues. So you can be proactive in preventing those issues from arising.
I see. Interesting.